you. Look at you. Oh my god. Yes.
So it is recording now.
It is recording now. It says rec.
Rec.
Okay, guys. Hello. Happy Witchy Wednesday. I'm Brooke.
I'm Sam.
And we are Empress Evolved. And today's episode is on the moon phases. As always, we're going to go into our disclaimer. We do not claim to know everything on this subject matter. We do not claim to be experts on this. Everybody's journey is different. We want this to be a safe space for witches, so please share your experiences as much as we're going to share experiences with you. If you don't like this, you do not have to watch, so please turn it off or just learn more knowledge about things you don't know about.
Or stick around for entertainment.
Stick around for entertainment, but it is time to get comfy,
Get some snacks.
get a blanket, all the fun stuff, and do not forget that you can do what you want, but do harm to nobody. Remember, everything you do comes back to you times 3, times 10, times whatever. So always put out good in the universe, and good is going to come back to you. So, to get started, last week we talked about manifestation and how that kind of correlates to the moon cycles. Just a little bit, we touched on that. So today we're going to kind of go into the specifics of how to manifest during a moon cycle. First, we're going to talk a little bit about mental health and your mindset, just kind of touch on what we talked about last week. If you guys didn't watch that video, I also think a little bit of our self-care got cut out last week, so we want to make sure we touch on that. We're going to give you guys a general overview of the different moon phases and how to use those to your advantage while you're manifesting. And then we're going to go ahead and finish out with kind of talking about the new moon specifically, which is coming up next Tuesday. So dropping this video tomorrow, which will be Wednesday for you guys. Next Tuesday is the new moon, so we're going to give you guys rituals that you can do, different things that you can do, and we're excited to have y'all along for the ride.
Yay.
So mindset, headspace. What is the first thing that you do when you are planning to manifest something?
Whatever works for you to clear your mind, because that's kind of like the important first step of meditation and getting into a meditative state. So, like doing a brain dump, like you talk about. If you want to get into that.
Sure. So I always start with a bath or a shower. Just cleanse all of the ick. Just kind of shut my eyes, visualize everything, getting out of my body, washing down the drain, and I am just being surrounded by love and light as that water hits me. That's kind of an imaginative thing that I do. Once I'm done with that, I go into a brain dump, like she said, where I just take a piece of paper and I just write down literally everything that comes to my mind. This could be random words, sentences, intrusive thoughts, anything that is coming to your brain that is not serving what your main motive is, which is going to be what you're manifesting. So you'll know when you're done with a brain dump, when you literally can't think of anything else to write, then you know you're ready to move into manifesting. Mental health is a huge part of all of this. So you can manifest anytime. You truly can. But the moon phase is really going to kind of bump this up because there's a whole process to everything. So just remember your mindset is everything. Reach out to people if you need help. Just all of those fun things. Is there anything else you want to say with that?
I think a good part of that is your mindset is what brings in what you're trying to manifest. So if your mindset is I'm tired of being broke, or I'm tired of this, I hate this, I don't like this, I don't want to do this, you're going to keep that negativity around. Yeah. Whereas if you think of the things that you're grateful for and keep positivity in mind, and gratitude is a huge part of this episode, but you need to surround yourself with positive thinking. If you want to change something, think of, I want financial freedom. Think of it in a positive direction rather than beating yourself up about it.
Absolutely. And one thing that Sam has touched on and actually even taught me through the manifestation process, and I was reading about it not that long ago, was to watch your verbiage and be specific. One thing that Sam always talks about, this is actually our second time filming this today. So one thing she brought up the first time around filming this was your verbiage shouldn't be, I don't want my bills to pile up. It should be, I want financial freedom, like she said. Because when you are saying those negative words to the universe is going to pull those negatives. You want to focus on the positives and the fix-it things versus the bad part of things. Like, yeah, realistically, it may be a difficult time, but you don't want to focus on that moving forward. You want to focus on the positive side of everything. So keep your mindset clear. Keep your head up. You can do this just like everybody else can. And yeah, we just want to make sure that you guys are taking care of yourselves and all of that fun stuff. So at this point, we've done our hot shower, bath, we've done our brain dump, and we're at the point where we really want to start manifesting. So what we're going to go through right now is just a quick overview of all the different moon phases and kind of how that can help you in your manifestation journey. So the new moon is obviously the very start of, what are you giggling at?
You just like threw your pen
Fuck
across
you.
the table.
Sorry about that. So the new moon, when you think about the new moon, you're thinking about optimism, a fresh start, new beginnings. This is, the new moon is where you can't even see the moon. I mean, you can, but it's like dark and covered. I can't really describe it. Look up some pictures. You'll know what I'm talking about.
New moon is when it's dark.
New moon is when it's dark. But that's where you're going to find the positive changes, and you're really going to hone in on your goals and what you want to come with this full next moon cycle.
Yeah, think of it as like a clean slate.
Yeah, clean slate. That's the best way to put it. So if you've had a rough couple weeks, next Tuesday, you're going to have a fresh start. And you get a fresh start today, for all I know. Like, everybody can. But
think of it as a fresh state, and think of what you want that to look like.
Absolutely.
Think of the positivity and the things that you want to come to you, and how you want to do better this cycle.
Yes, and one thing that I had written down too was unlimited possibilities. Don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt the universe. If you truly trust yourself and you truly trust the universe, you can do whatever you want. You can manifest whatever you want in this life. It's all about your mindset, your intentions, your gratitude, and your trust. So the next moon phase after the new moon that we'll be going into is going to be the waxing moon. So this is all about transformation, growth, learning, and fresh energy. So this is a lot about introspection. So this is going to be about your habits, what you can transform to more focus yourself on your goals, taking opportunities presented to you to grow yourself and continue to move forward. So one thing that I mentioned in our last video was I don't remember. My brain already lost that thought, so go ahead.
So, to kind of like simplify that, the new moon is thinking of what you want, setting your goals, clearing your slate, starting your new beginning.
Yeah.
This is waxing moon?
Yep.
So this is taking action on it. Like, how am I going to make these goals happen? What do I need to do to set a pathway for these things to come to me? Do I need to clean my room so that there's a clear pathway for things? Do I need to clean my wallet out?
Absolutely.
Get rid of all that junk and all that clutter so that you have a clear pathway for these things to come to you.
Absolutely. Cluttered space, cluttered mind. That's one thing that we talked about in our last video is, I base a lot of my stuff off of Catherine Zakina, Manifestation Babe. She taught me everything I know about manifestation among other manifestation experts that I talk to. But that's one thing that Catherine focuses on that I've shared with Sam is really making sure that you clear out your space, and that shows the universe that you are open for receiving. If you are just throwing all your junk around and not gracious for the things that you have, and your area is trash, which I get it, mental health can make that happen sometimes. That's a direct correlation there. Totally guilty. Just take 5 minutes, straighten up, just throw away the trash. You know what I mean?
Clean your workspace. Like, if you're trying to manifest money, clear your wallet, clear your workspace, so that those things are where the money is going to come to you. If you're working for your money, having a clear workspace gives it that pathway to come to you.
Absolutely. From there, we move into the first quarter moon. Now, this is where you may feel some bumps because you may be at the point where you're like, we're already a little bit through this moon phase. I don't feel like I'm doing anything. I feel like everywhere I go, there are little hands up here. Those are challenges. Do you think that those things are just going to magically fall into your lap? No. Just like we talked about, it's not easy. It's a lot of focus and trust, and you just have to trust that you are strong enough to get through the little challenges and maybe a couple little hoops that you have to jump through, which kind of brings me to affirmations a little bit, and making sure that you're keeping your mindset positive through these challenges. So I am a money magnet. I am strong and successful. I am financially free. Those are the things that you want to be telling yourself when you're having a tough moment, because you're going to rewire your brain to believe those things, and then these challenges won't be so difficult.
Yeah, I think so. If we keep it simple here, the new moon is, this is what I want. Waxing moon is, here's what I'm willing to do to get this thing that I want. And then first quarter is the universe saying, are you sure you need it?
Yep. Are you sure you need it?
are you sure
That's
this is
a
what you
great way
want?
to put that. Absolutely. And kind of giving you those challenges to see if you are willing to do the work to, really hone in on what
You gotta meet
it
the
is that you
universe
want.
halfway.
The next thing is the Waxing Gibbous, which I actually think we missed the first video, so I'm glad we're redoing this.
Well,
That
universe
has
said
to
redo
do,
that.
yes, that has to do with patience, refining your path, developing and nurturing yourself. So just like Sam said, going through the line here, we've had those challenges, all of those things that may be happening. The next thing, have patience. If you took those challenges and you just killed it and you did it exactly what you needed to do, you kept your mindset straight, this is the time to really just refine the path that you're on. Like, okay, this is the direction I'm going. What can I do to continue to be successful? And that brings us right into the full moon. Now, we will do a whole video on the full moon. That is, a very important moon phase. And what Sam talked about kind of in our last video that I want to pop into as well is that it is a huge common misconception that the full moon is the only thing that you can work with and be successful with.
It's very well depicted on TV that, any sort of paranormal show or anything like that, it's always the full moon. Full moon is always the big deal. That's when it's always most powerful. And I think that's a huge misconception, and that led me to believe that whenever you want to manifest something, you do it on a full moon, or that's the best time to do it, when it's actually the time to express gratitude and show the universe that you're deserving of the things that you want.
Absolutely. If you're not taking the time to say, hey, thank you so much for the things that I already have. I respect these things. I love these things. I'm doing what I'm supposed to with these things. The universe is going to align with that, and you will be open to receiving more. This is a huge time, full moon again, for banishing and releasing what does not serve you. So you're going through this path and you're realizing that maybe it's a person, or maybe it's a habit, or maybe it's a job. It could be a million different things that are not serving you, that you're like, you know what? If I want to manifest what I want to manifest, then there are some things that I need to release from, whether it be your psyche, your physical life, whatever it may be. So that's a lot about giving gratitude for what you do have and getting rid of what you don't. So we'll go into a lot more details that on the full moon later. So waning moon.
More of following along. Once you've expressed your gratitude, you also have to remember to get rid of the things that don't serve you. And I think this is more of that. Getting rid of the things that are not beneficial to you. A lot of cleansing and going through your clutter and getting rid of things that maybe are not useful to you anymore, but maybe useful to someone else.
Absolutely. That is so important. You never know what is going to be useful to somebody else, whether it be information, physical items, whatever it may be.
I think something that you do a lot that is really cool is, like, if you meet a stranger that's struggling with something, you're good at striking up conversations with strangers.
I am.
Like, you tend to give, like, a crystal to someone who's struggling with self-love or something.
Yep,
like,
I carry...
you need this more than I do.
I carry worry stones, crystals, little stone, like, what are those? The little spirit animals. I carry, like, a whole baggie of them in my purse, because you just never know when somebody might need those things. Like, you really don't. And one thing is breaking habits. So remember, this is not all external. This is a lot of internal what word am I looking for? Just figuring out what habits you can break that are maybe not the best habits. For me, it's negative self-talk. Even though I can remain really positive a lot of the time, I have my bad days too. So a habit that I've really had to focus on during the waning moons, during my moon cycles, is releasing those icky habits where maybe I'm not speaking to myself with as much love as I should be. So that's extremely important. And then the last quarter moon is going to bring us into readjustment, transition, and forgiveness. Forgiveness of yourself, forgiveness for other people, and transitioning into your new role. We're ending, kind of the moon cycle here, and we're about to move in after the waning moon back into a new moon all over again after this. So this is really a time to kind of reap the benefits and readjust to how your life has possibly changed during this moon cycle.
It probably has, if you've followed along with it and you've taken opportunities presented to you from the universe. A lot of change has probably happened that you've noticed, and things that you might reflect on that you need to either grow or show gratitude for, things that you might need to change, or things that you appreciate now. I think it's good to make sure you recognize all of that.
Absolutely. And to kind of bounce off of that as well, and just kind of say this as a general statement. Just because you're manifesting something does not 1,000% guarantee that it's going to happen right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because the universe could say, hey, this is going to happen for you, but
When
right
it's meant
now, we're going to focus on this. So maybe through this this new moon, I'm asking for new clients or whatever it may be. But maybe throughout the end of the moon cycle, it's like, hey, you have a ton of clients as it is. This cycle, I wanted you to work on your mindset. Maybe at the end of it, I'll come out with less negative self-talk. No matter what, if you kind of follow these, you're going to be successful whether you realize it or not, because you're still aligning your universe, aligning the universe to your wants. Even if it's not right this second, you are putting it out there that you are ready to receive it when it is time.
So when I manifested the orange balloon, it took months. That was just some small little thing that I wanted to manifest, just trying to practice manifesting. It took months for that one little thing. If you're trying to manifest a lot of money, imagine how long that's going to take. And
Absolutely.
You have to work for it. You have to meet the universe halfway. That's huge.
And think about, with money too, it's not just a random check in the mail. No. It is somebody paying for your food in front of you in line at Starbucks. It is you getting an extra tip at, what you're doing.
It doesn't come to you all at once. It could trickle in small amounts.
Or, oh my gosh, I needed to go buy this. It's normally $100. I got it for $60. That was the universe giving you $40 extra. I personally have a little tracker where I track all those little things. And before I look, I'm like, holy macaroni. That was $500. Are you laughing? I'm like, holy macaroni. That was $500 that I didn't even need to worry about. And then the last thing before we get to the new moon is the waning moon. This is about resting and restoring, surrendering, and reflecting on the journey that you've had. So maybe this is the time to sit down and go through a journal and just write down kind of your experiences through the moon phase and figure out, what you manifested, what you could do better next time, how your mindset could improve. But make sure you put all of those gratitude, grateful things that you experienced through it as well to kind of close out that moon phase and really just rest and restore yourself. Because like we said, this is hard work. It's every day you're looking for opportunities, and it is a fight in your own brain some days, especially for those of us with mental health struggles, to remain positive. So give yourself grace. I know I say that all the time, but always forgive yourself, give yourself grace, always give yourself time to rest. So that is always an extremely important thing to do towards the end of the moon cycle there.
Yeah, that's a good way to put that.
Yeah, most definitely. And that brings us right back into the new moon. So this, just as we say, it's a new moon cycle. Then you're going to cycle right back into a new moon. Let's say you weren't successful the first time around. I'm sure you were successful in some way or another, but it wasn't exactly what you wanted.
Maybe you figured out you asked for something a little too vaguely the first time around. So now you're going to try and pinpoint more of a specific manifestation rather than being vague about it.
Yeah.
Maybe the universe taught you something else that you needed to learn and what you want to try for this time around.
Definitely. And one thing that I had posted on Facebook the other day that really, really resonated with me, it said, your first workout will be bad. Your first video will be bad. Your first whatever will be bad. But you can never get to your 100th being successful if you don't try the first time.
Yep.
So even if this is your first time doing this and next Tuesday you're like, holy crap, I don't know what I'm doing, that's okay. We have an endless amount of time. I promise you, everything will get figured out. Just give yourself grace, be patient with yourself, and know that there's always going to be new opportunities for growth.
Yeah, it's important to be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself through this.
Yes, please do. Please do. And don't think that there's anything wrong if towards the end of the moon cycle you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't get any of this done. But you know what you did? You spent time on yourself. You did the self-care. You did the journaling. You did what... Hi, kitty. The kitty's downstairs. Sorry. And we are proud of you. And we will be here every step of the way. So now before we close out the video, because our camera likes to stop after 30 minutes and we've got 10 left, give or take. So we went into the hot shower or bath. We went into the brain dump. So now you're ready to figure out what you want to manifest.
So this is this is now like specific just for the new moon.
Mm-hmm.
So, because our new moon is coming up September 7th.
Yep, next Tuesday.
This is something that you can do. There's kind of like a more complicated route to do it, and there's a little bit of an easier route.
Yep, and it's not, you know, you have to follow A, B, C, D, E. Like, one thing that we touched on the last time was just, like, kind of spell work, a little things like that, and I'm not going to go into a whole bunch of details about it, but it's all about intention. We're always going to repeat that to you. If you have the intention that you want to manifest something, whether you journal it, whether you think it in your head, whether you write it and put it in a spell jar full of moon water, like,
say it out loud.
It's your mindset, it's your intention.
Yeah.
So the first thing that we do is kind of set up a safe space, whether it's lighting your favorite candle, maybe a color that correlates to what you're going to manifest. So if you're doing money, maybe try to light a green candle or a white one. You can use a white candle for literally anything. Light some incense. Get a couple crystals ready, some that you can kind of hold on to and really imagine putting those intentions into your crystals. I keep one with me at all times, and I keep one with my list of stuff that I want to manifest. If I'm having a tough day and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just need a little extra boost, I'll grab that second stone and bring it with me. But one thing is just be very clear and concise about what you want. What are some things that you do for the new moon?
If are we going the more complicated route, or are we going the easy route? Because I tend to do the
feel
easy
like
route.
the complicated route, that would be a really good, because I feel like we gave a little bit of details, but maybe on my Facebook page or our Facebook page, Empress Evolved, I would love to give you guys some different rituals that you can do.
And a lot of this is on Pinterest.
A lot of this is on Pinterest. There's different apps that you can use.
Yep. There's
different groups on Facebook that
always
have.
reach out for help.
Seriously, reach
You can
out. Reach
message
out to us.
Absolutely.
Like, you know.
Yeah, so like a new moon sort of thing, I like to do, if I'm going all out, I will take a bath with like candles, depending on what I want to manifest. Usually it's money, because I want financial freedom. I'll take my green crystals, my green candles, some plants, all the green.
All the green.
But I mean, maybe sometimes it's self-love and I take some pink stuff in there.
Yeah.
Mine's very color-based.
So is mine. I'm very, like, visual like that.
Yes.
It always helps me to have visual representations. Same thing with my crystals. Like, clear quartz is one of those used for all things. White candles, used for all things. Protection, cleansing, you name it. And I find a lot of solace in writing down my intentions, just so that I can always refer back to them, and I have a spot where me and the universe can see at all times what it is that I'm trying to manifest. And I kind of keep a journal throughout the moon process to kind of see my successes that I can look back on. Making moon water to go alongside this is a great idea.
Yeah, so for new moon and full moon, I like to set my tarot cards out for cleansing, my crystals, my herbs, my sage, everything that I have that I use pretty frequently, I set it out to cleanse and charge, and I just feel like it starts with a clean slate.
Absolutely.
And so I'll set it out to charge, and I'll get either a jar or a
water bottle,
anything with water, set it out in the moon, like in the windowsill, so it gets all the moon energy.
Yep. Oh, the moon energy.
All the moon energies. And even if that's all I do sometimes, if I start getting lazy, sometimes that's all I do is just set things out to charge and cleanse. Because I feel like as you use these things, they get kind of bogged down with negative energy. And
Absolutely. Absolutely. She's 110% right. And we've learned a lot together. We have learned a lot together on, you know, just how we practice our rituals that are the same, how we practice them that they're different. But there are so many ways that you can do it. Just remember that your intention is everything. If you have this idea in your head of how you want to do it, then do it that way. Because it's not that you're going to be unsuccessful if you do anything different than the way that we do it. Just make sure that your mindset is clear. Make sure that you are specific, and make sure to not use those negative connotated words. Just got it.
To have your manifestation and all of this, it's kind of important that you decide where you want to go. You open your pathway for it to come to you. You visualize how it's going to get to you. you visualize it coming to you and how that makes you feel.
Absolutely.
And then you visualize what you're going to do with it. You have to tell the universe that there's a purpose for it.
Yes, definitely. And I just want to repeat one more time, if you didn't watch our video on manifestation, go back and do that, because we went into all the details on how to manifest, where your mindset should be, different ways that you can do that via visualization, scripting, affirmations, all of those things. And then lastly, we want you guys to close out your ritual or whatever it may be, even if you're laying in bed at night, with affirmations. Again, I am a money magnet. I am strong. I am independent. I am financially free. I am amazing. I am a rock star. Anything that comes to your mind that makes you feel good and fills you with joy, repeat those things to yourself out loud at least 3 times a day.
And you
Seriously.
can check Pinterest for affirmations. We'll share some.
Yes, I am the queen of affirmations.
There's also affirmation videos, kind of like meditation guides.
Oh my gosh! And I have this super awesome app, and I'm pretty sure it's literally called Affirmations. So every day I get this cute little screen. You might not be able to see it, but you press down and hold, and it pops up your affirmation for the day. So mine is...
Mine's just interested. I'm open to new adventures in my life.
Which is really cool, considering this is day 2 of this being my full-time job. It says, I am open to new adventures in my life. Now, let's say that you're somebody who doesn't really want to just verbalize that all the time. What you can do, this has the option to record in the app. So what I do is when I wake up in the morning, I check this, and I record myself saying it. And I can go back and play it anytime that I want to and hear myself say it.
I just write them. I write them in a
journal. Yeah, I do that too. You can definitely do that, but you're always going to find a couple that really resonate with you. And what I love about this, I personally think that the universe has hands in everything. And I think that if an affirmation pops up on here, even if they're auto-generated, I don't really care. I found that they always resonate with me in one way or another, and that they are sometimes exactly what I need to hear.
I think it's also important that, like, you say things, this is more along the lines of tarot, but I mean, any sign that the universe gives you, you may not recognize it in the moment, but you might find it later.
Absolutely.
And you're like, oh, this happened a week ago, and I didn't think anything of it, but now I see that there was a point to that.
Yep, absolutely.
So, signs are everywhere.
Literally everywhere, and it cracks me up sometimes. Like, we've been talking about her grandparents a lot recently, and I got home from my house yesterday, and she's told me on multiple occasions that they come to her in cardinals. I let my dogs out yesterday, and there were 2 cardinals just sitting on my back patio when I walked in my door, completely unfazed by my dogs.
I told her my grandparents are making sure she got home safe.
Yeah. So you just never know when the universe is giving you little signs. So just be attentive, because you never know when that little sign might be an opportunity. Just keep your mind on... I hate to say this, but keep your eyes on the prize. Like,
it's true.
It really is, though. But keep your intentions close to you. Keep your affirmations close to you. Reread them anytime that you need to.
I want to go back to the moon water part of this, because moon water is a big thing with us.
Very.
Even if there's like nothing that you do for the moon cycle aside from making moon water.
Yes.
There's some uses for that.
Yeah. So I keep, for one, I have one of those big old mason jars. I think I got it at Meijer for like $4 or $5. You can go to the like thrift store and get some really cool antique ones. But I keep that one in my bathroom, and I pour a little bit into my intention baths. So an intention bath for me, so for example, I'm looking to gain more clientele for more money specifically, I will light like green candles, put some green crystals out, put some of my moon water, which I know my intention is obviously what I'm trying to manifest, so those all kind of tie together. I put out some water bottles. I will water my plants with them. Sam waters this plant only with her moon water.
I only use moon water for this, and it gets pretty dried out, and it's doing
just
pretty well.
Kicking. You can use it to drink if you just need a little extra boost. I give some to animals.
If I'm having a bad day, I'll have a little bit of moon water.
Yeah, seriously. And it's all about the intention behind it, and it makes you feel like a little magic person. Like, it really does. Moon water has so many uses. You'll notice, like, if you ever read specific spells, a lot of times those will call for moon water. We did touch a little bit on spells earlier,
so,
but we'll go into that a whole different video.
Aside from moon water, there's also like rainwater is a good one to go. I have a bowl sitting outside right now collecting rainwater. It's been pouring all day. And
My little rainwater queen over here.
I think stop. My dog is eating the chair. So with rainwater, I think of it as like it is directly from the universe.
Oh,
and it
absolutely.
Has all the minerals and things in it. That's like the purest form of water.
Yeah.
And so I have always collected that, and I give it to my plants and whatever.
Or to me.
But along with rainwater, we've got Hurricane Ida coming through.
Yep.
Prayers and thoughts and positive vibes to all of
everybody
the
who's
people being
experienced
affected.
that. Oh my gosh. Heartbreaking.
But what I have also read in a lot of the witch groups on Facebook is that the hurricane water is very powerful. Very potent
and powerful.
So when that works its way up here, we are going to have some hurricane water.
Yep.
And clear my rainwater bowl just for the hurricane.
Yeah, there's actually people posting on some of our occult pages that we're in that are talking about, hey, like, I'm in the eye of the storm with Hurricane Ida, and I know this is the last thing I should be worrying about, but I've got a ton of rainwater, hurricane water, if anyone needs me to send them any. Like, it is a very intense and personal thing for a lot of people, and people don't realize, like, I don't know where I was going with that.
And
It's
then,
been a really long morning, guys.
along with all of those types of water, there's also the gratitude water.
Tell me about this gratitude water.
I think you told me about it first.
Did I?
Yeah, so, I mean, I'll go ahead and just
No, tell me, and I'll see. Maybe I've just never called it gratitude water.
Well, maybe that's just me. I don't know.
I like
but
it.
I will take a piece of paper and I will just
Oh,
make a
yeah,
list
that.
of,
The little spell one. Yeah.
Yeah, I make a list of all the things that I'm grateful for.
Mhm.
Some people say do 3, but I just write everything I can think of
Yep.
that I'm wanting to express gratitude for. Write it on a piece of paper, and I let mine soak in the water in the moon.
In the
But,
moon,
I mean,
yep.
you don't have to do that.
That's
but
exactly how I do mine, too.
But I set my paper with my gratitude list in there. Then when I'm done with it, they say that you can take the paper out and just throw it away. You can take it out, let it dry, and like keep it in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
I ended up putting mine in a little jar.
Yep.
There's jars at the dollar store, and I just shoved it in one of those. And
These
put a
little guys
crystal.
right here, these are the best. I keep so much stuff. I have one full of puppy teeth that my puppies have lost over the time.
Yeah, there's so much that you can do with those, and I've caught myself using them more and more lately.
Yeah.
I had some tea yesterday and my tea bag ripped, so I just put my
tea in a little jar. She's like, "You want a jar of tea?" I'm like, "Yeah." Why wouldn't
I use them for everything now, I've noticed.
But it's nice though, and I feel like that's the most witchy thing you can do is have a bunch of jars of everything.
I just don't like to throw things away like that.
Right.
Because I feel like there's
They're from
still
the
a
earth.
purpose to it.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a junky little water-soaked piece of paper, I mean...
Your intentions, your
there's
gratitude
intention
were on
and
there.
gratitude in that, and I put a little crystal in it.
Absolutely. And
A piece of sea glass.
I've also seen some people that do that specific ritual will go and take that paper out and then bury it and give it back to the universe as a, hey, thank you for all of these things. I want to give this back to you. Obviously, that is biodegradable. I do not recommend burying like plastic and stuff like that. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Well, let's not do that. But yeah, all those kind of things. Like some people even do their crystals back to the earth. Like there's a friend of mine when she does her new moon rituals. She's the one who taught me the 2 crystal thing, to have one always with your intentions and one always with you. And at the end of it, that one that she had set on the list, pending that she is successful in what she was manifesting, she will use that crystal, go and bury it, and kind of thank the earth and thank the universe for its blessings. That's just another specific way that you can do gratitude. So I think with all of this being said, I think we gave you guys like 15 different ways that you can go about this. Do a little research on your own. I'll do some posts on Empress Evolved on Facebook as well to give you guys some ideas of what we can do to prepare for next Tuesday for the new moon.
It's a very personal experience, and you find your own meanings in things and you set your own intentions behind them.
Definitely. Just like we talked about at the beginning of this video, your intention, your mindset is everything. And just like we say in the disclaimer here, this is not for everybody, but if it's for you, this is a very personal journey. There is not, generally speaking, a right or
There's not a rule book.
There's not a rule book. It is a very personal journey, and however you want to work with the universe. Yeah. But I think we covered everything.
I think so.
Well, that closes us out, guys. Remember, I am Brooke.
I'm Sam.
And we are Empress Evolved. And
Happy
we will
Witchy
see you
Wednesday.
guys soon. Happy Witchy Wednesday.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.